What's up, guys? Welcome to the Upside Up Podcast. My name is Jeremy, and I'm joined tonight, as always, by my good buddy, Garrett Horn. How you doing, buddy?
Good, man. How's it going?
Pretty good, man. Today on the show, we're going to talk about our recent trip to Disney World, our fantastic trip.
Woo!
It was an absolute blast.
12 out of 10.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll have a double feature of Justin's jokes, so you can definitely look forward to that. And we'll also have some listener questions to answer that y'all wrote in. So we're looking forward to that. Before we do so, we got a couple of housekeeping things to take care of right quick. First of all, we got some information back from y'all, some feedback from the Disney movies that we discussed last week, the two of which we had never seen. Obviously, I'd never seen them. I don't see any of them. But
got that right.
Yeah, some of the ones you hadn't seen. First of all, Spirited Away, we got some information that that's an anime movie that's converted into English. I don't remember a whole lot of anything else about it, but it did sound interesting, so maybe we'll have to check that one out. But
anime is really weird, so it's probably a pretty strange movie.
It is weird, but I think it's probably pretty cool, I would imagine.
I liked Pokemon growing up, so maybe I'll like Spirited Away.
Maybe you would. Is that anime?
Yeah.
Huh, I guess I never really thought about that.
Anime's just Japanese cartoons, basically.
Yeah, that's true. Alright, and then we also got some feedback from our buddy Gable on Song of the South. I'm going to read his quote here. Song of the South is one of my all-time favorite Disney movies. The only reason it was banned was because it depicted African Americans as unequal pre-Civil War. Oddly enough, it was released only a few years after Gone with the Wind, a critically acclaimed film that also depicted blacks as slaves. Go figure. There's also a ride in Disney that's from this book/movie called Splash Mountain. Oh, Gable, we know there's a ride called Splash Mountain.
Best ride ever. Well, maybe best ever, but it's really good.
I guess we'll find out by the end of the show if it's the best ever. But so we really appreciate those replies. It helps us out, and that gives us some information, so thank you for that. Also, we got some feedback from you guys that thought the episodes were a little long. Apparently 50 minutes is too long for some of you. So
come on, y'all. 50 minutes. You got a short attention span.
Well, I do agree that's a little long to just sit down and listen to something. But
I could listen to me talk all day.
Well, you do, I'm sure. But we have taken that into account, and we've taken some precautions to try to limit that time a little bit. We may go into the 50 minutes at some point in the future, but we will try to make them a little bit shorter, easier to listen to. But that being said, we do split the episodes into two segments. So if you don't have time to listen to the whole thing, maybe just listen to the first segment and check in after Justin's jokes or whatever for the second segment, and split it into 2 days of more entertainment.
Or don't listen at all. I don't care.
I kind of do. I kind of want them to listen.
Oh.
So
is that what we're here for?
Yeah, we're here for the people, man.
You just stuck a mic in front of my face.
I know. I was like, Garrett, talk. That's all you gotta do. No, but we do appreciate y'all listening very much, and we will try to shorten the episodes a little bit. All right. Last, a little bit of housekeeping. It was brought to my attention by my girlfriend that I may have indicated that I am dating my cousin. So, quick clarification. Katie is my cousin. She is also cousins with my girlfriend and your fiance, Garrett. But they're on opposite sides of the family, so I am not dating my cousin. I promise. I hope. I really hope. No. Well, I'm not dating my cousin, and but Katie's a great person, so we're happy that she's in the family, and she's related to pretty much everybody. So
not me.
I guess you're thankful for that. If it means
that I know of.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, maybe
we're all related to Noah.
Maybe she's like my 7th cousin or something.
Maybe. Probably. All right, with all that good stuff out of the way, we went to Disney World, and what a trip it was. We had an absolutely incredible time. We were really appreciative to the Alexander family for inviting us and putting up with us and their generosity to take us there. So we had an absolute blast hanging out with our women and getting to know their family even better. So that was great. Absolutely great. What do you think, man?
Epic.
It was pretty epic.
Speechless, really.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm still getting over it. I'm still Got the post-depression blues, really.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I mean, I love my job, but
Nothing's Disney.
it ain't Disney.
Yeah. Well, we're going to give you a quick recap kind of our trip, hit some high points, and then we'll go into Justin's jokes. So, let's see. Sunday morning, we got up at 4:30 in the morning. That was pretty rough. And headed to their house. And headed down south. We worshipped in Montgomery.
And that's right. You make plans if you go on vacation to go to church.
It's
Anyone
important.
It's important.
Is very important.
God doesn't go away because you're on vacation.
That's so true. And you get to encourage other brethren. I mean, that's priceless.
Exactly.
So, glad we were able to do that. Worshipped in Montgomery, and then we went to Tallahassee that night. Got into Orlando, I guess around 10 or 11 Eastern time, something like that.
I can't remember what time we got down there.
It was something like that. And checked into a hotel. Garrett and I were unable to get into our room in the first try.
But the funniest part was the dude grilling.
Yes.
That was just bizarre.
It was bizarre. That kind of answers one of our listener questions, but that was one of the most bizarre things that we had seen was we were just walking to our room, and this guy asked us if we wanted one of his burgers that he was grilling outside of his hotel room. So I don't know. Strange people in Orlando.
They smelled good, but
they did.
I didn't really want a burger from a stranger.
Yeah, true. Well, I guess the next morning we got up pretty early and headed out to Disney World. There was excitement in the air, and thinking about Monday, some of the most incredible things, I guess, about the trip was just the first impression that you get when you walk into Magic Kingdom. That's where we went on Monday, and that was really cool to see the castle. They absolutely go all out. I was warned that they go all out, and boy, do they! They sure do.
Did it blow away your expectations, or did it meet your expectations?
I would say that the parks overall definitely blew away my expectations. I did expect the rides to be a little bit more thrilling than they were.
Yeah.
Not that they weren't thrilling, but I guess I expected a little bit too much out of the rides. But as far as the park goes, blew my expectations out of the water. So that was really awesome. Let's see.
Well, this is my fourth time going, so I had seen it, but it's like just something about being there. I don't know if it's all the hype it gets. It's just pretty cool just to say, wow, I'm in Disney World.
Right.
So, yeah.
They say it's the happiest place on earth, and boy, it was
I was pretty happy.
Yeah, it's hard to complain. Yeah, we had it going for us, definitely. It
also says where dreams come true.
Did you have any dreams come true there?
No.
No.
Not yet.
I guess I haven't. I didn't either.
I'll be going back, so maybe some other time.
Yeah, maybe. Something that we almost forgot to mention was we all wore matching T-shirts. That was pretty awesome.
That's right.
We all wore Disney T-shirts, so I'm sure we've got pictures of that. We may have to put on our Facebook or whatever for y'all to see, but Alyssa and I were the cutest, without doubt.
Oh, please.
Let's see. Monday. Nothing else really stands out in my mind about Monday. Just kind of got the feel for it. Went to this It's a Small World and Splash Mountain and Seven Dwarf Mine Train, all those rides, and it was a great day.
What did you think of Haunted Mansion?
I thought Haunted Mansion was very well done. I was waiting for something to like jump out in front of me and scare me half to death.
Yeah.
Didn't really happen, but it was very well done. Some of the things I couldn't figure out how they did.
I think it's one of the more underrated rides in Disney World.
Very, very well
It's not talked, like, I don't hear a lot of people talk about it, but I love that ride.
Yeah.
And at the end, they have, like, well, you have these magic bands, obviously, and somehow they can tell when you're in your little carriage thing, they can tell where you're from and your name, and so, like, basically, they do something with, like, basically you're going to carry a ghost back with you, and it's just pretty cool. It's like,
very
oh
interactive.
Yeah, I'm going to Alabama. It's like, how did you know that?
Yeah. So true. Yeah, I like the way that they interacted with all that stuff. Throughout this podcast, we're going to be giving some do's and don'ts. That was suggested by a listener that we do that. What we learned from Disney World, in case you've never been, or maybe you're going back and haven't been there in a while or whatever. So give some do's and don'ts. I would say definitely go to the Magic Kingdom your first day if you have that opportunity. Obviously go there on the trip, but one of the best parks, if not the best park, and you definitely want to check that one out early. It really sets the tone for the week. So
Yeah, Magic Kingdom isn't probably my favorite, probably my second favorite park,
I
but
would
it's
agree.
just Disney. I mean, you can't go to Disney World and not go to Magic Kingdom.
Yeah,
It's just not the same.
It's just Disney. You're so right.
Yeah.
Well, I think that about covers Monday. Moving on to Tuesday, we went to Epcot, and well, boo. I'm not a fan of Epcot necessarily. It's much more sci-fi, not quite as kids oriented as the other one, and me being 20-year-old, I really like when it's kids oriented. No, but they had a lot of interesting, informative rides, that kind of stuff. Going around the countries was cool, but definitely not as many thrill rides. Soarin', one of the top 5 best rides in all of Disney World, but apart from that, not a whole lot.
See, I liked Epcot probably more than you did. I think that if it weren't for all how good the other parks were, like if you just went to Epcot, I think
Right.
you would have had a really good time. But when you compare that Epcot to Magic Kingdom and
Right,
Animal
right.
Kingdom, it's just
I agree.
It's not as fun to me. But I do like it. It's interesting to go see the countries. Soarin' is a fantastic ride.
Very well done. Very well done.
And then, I mean, there's other just interesting stuff. I like Test Track. It's kind of, it's not exactly a roller coaster, I don't guess. It's
really just a speed ride.
Yeah, I mean, it takes you really fast, like 60-something miles an hour, but there's no, like, thrilling loops or
Right.
deep drops. So,
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's okay.
It was a good park. I will give it that.
Is
The
it better
golf-
than Lake Winnie?
Lake Winnie?
I've never been to Lake Winnie, but
I think I enjoy Lake Winnie better because there's thrills there. But it's a better overall park than Lake Winnie. But
Yeah.
the rides aren't as good as Lake Winnie in my opinion. But something about Epcot that we didn't mention was that morning, for some reason, you insisted on saying hello to people by chanting their battle cry of whatever sports team was on their shirt.
Oh,
As we
yeah,
were
I forgot
waiting-
about that.
As we were waiting, random people would go by wearing a Cavaliers shirt or whatever, and go Cavs. He wanted to say go Bulldogs to somebody that he thought was wearing a Fresno State shirt. It was a Georgia Bulldogs shirt.
Which it would've
thankfully.
worked.
It would have worked, but it wouldn't have been what you thought.
yeah.
Uh,
And we were wearing Alabama and Auburn shirts.
yeah, we got a lot.
And so
of
we got
talk
a lot of
about that,
comment.
yeah.
One guy on the bus was like, "Are you guys okay with this?" I was like, "I deal with it."
Yeah, we've learned to deal with it over the years. Let's see what else about Epcot. The golf ball is absolutely incredible. Whatever.
It's not a golf ball.
What's it called?
Spaceship Earth.
Spaceship Earth. That was a really cool ride.
Come on, dude.
Something we probably should have done again, honestly.
Yeah.
But it wasn't very thrilling, but it's very well done. Very cool. Definitely the icon of that park for sure. Also, that night is really the only night that we stayed and specifically watched a fireworks show. And Epcot can put on a real fireworks show. That was really cool. They kind of told a story with their fireworks.
Yeah.
That was really neat. Very well done. It was a good day. The other thing about Epcot we didn't mention was it was wet.
It was very, very wet.
It was very
It was
wet.
raining.
It poured in one instance, and we went out in it with our ponchos on.
But my
Yeah.
shorts still got wet. That's how wet it was. Everybody.
Well, it only went to like mid-thigh.
What?
My poncho only went to like
Oh,
mid-thigh.
yeah. But still, I mean, to get your, like, I'm talking not like drops on your shorts. Like, I'm talking like soaked.
Yeah, it's like
it was
yeah.
pouring.
It was absolutely pouring, and there was at one point when we were walking in the rain that there was a thunderclap
Ooh.
right beside us,
Lucky
and
to be alive.
yeah, Alyssa was beside me, and she screamed. I think her mom screamed. I don't know if Amber screamed.
Oh, that wasn't Alyssa. That was me.
Oh.
I'm just kidding.
I wouldn't be surprised. I didn't know what was going on until after it happened, and definitely scared me. But then we stood under the tram tracks, which I don't know if those were any safer to be under.
Yeah.
But
You
anyway,
have a good memory. Like, I have a pretty good memory, but I don't remember standing under tram tracks.
well, I definitely remember.
I remember
that.
going under that, building. There's
You're
two
right, but
buildings right
we did
beside
that
each other.
later, but yeah. So it got very wet in one instance, and that was the first day that my shoes got wet, and I don't think that they were dry for a complete day. The rest of the time, maybe
Mine
Thursday.
dried out. I think mine dried out pretty well, but
Mine
then
would
the
dry,
next
but I
day-
get them wet. Yeah,
The next day, as you'll see, it's
we
So-
got quite wet on our trip to Florida. Let's see. So moving on to Wednesday, we went to Animal Kingdom, who we both think is our favorite park, the
Yeah.
best park there. It's not as big as Magic Kingdom, not as much stuff to do, but boy, they execute on what they do.
Best rides in the park, probably.
Best rides, Mount Everest was absolutely incredible. Did that early in the morning. And Cali River Rapids, I know that's one of your absolute
That might be
favorite.
my favorite. I don't know. It's not super thrilling, but it's just a good ride.
It is a good ride.
Quality.
Good quality, yeah.
And Dinosaurs, another
Dinosaurs, a
underrated ride.
fantastic ride.
Primeval World.
Primeval World, yeah.
That one was rough.
I like those rides, though. I like kind of those rougher rides.
It just stops you and turns you, and it's like, boom.
Yeah,
And one time Amber was on the outside of me, and I was like crushing her. I was
Yeah.
like, I'm sorry, I'm so fat.
But so Dinosaur Primeval World were great rides as well. The Safari was very good. Enjoyed that. So really everything we did they executed on. The Lion King show, you didn't particularly care for it as much. I loved that show. If you ever go to Animal Kingdom, I highly suggest that is a definite do. Go to Animal Kingdom.
I don't think I fell
and watch
asleep
that.
during that show, but I
Lion
got
King.
close. But it's just because I was exhausted. It wasn't a bad show.
I really enjoyed that show. That was one of the highlights of the entire trips in terms of
Man.
what Disney.
What do you think of the
provided.
Little Mermaid show? Getting a little ahead of ourselves, but
It was pretty good. I mean, it wasn't bad.
that one I don't remember anything of. I fell asleep and they were singing Under the Sea, I think, and I woke up and they were like, "Oh, it's time to go."
Yeah.
Whoops.
I liked the show. I did struggle to stay awake during it, but that was just from pure exhaustion. Let's see. Something we did forget to mention about Epcot. Let's go back to that right quick. Talking about the do's and don'ts. Epcot is a massive park. Make sure you plan out your day in Epcot. We did a lot of walking back and forth, going over the same territory, wasted some time there. So definitely plan out Epcot. The other parks don't need to plan out quite as much. Everything's in reasonable walking distance from each other, but Epcot,
Yeah.
it's pretty spread out. So
I think it's the largest
it is.
overall.
But anyway, back to Animal Kingdom. The It's a Bug's Life show was very well done. I didn't particularly care for it that well, but it was well executed. And everything, man, it's quality stuff. It rained on us there as well as Cali River Rapids rained on us.
Yeah, that's
a
ride,
water
you go to
ride.
get soaked on.
Yeah,
really.
2/3 of the boat gets soaked. The other half gets sprinkled on, but you don't
Yeah.
leave that one dry in any regard. So we headed back to the hotels, changed, took showers and everything, went to church. We came back from church, and we had about an hour and a half before the park closed, so we went and enjoyed a little bit more of Animal Kingdom. And one of the highlights of the trip was that bus ride back. Throughout the week,
Marcel,
yes. Throughout the week, Garrett and I, and even John Mark, would talk to the people, the cast members, the workers there. We would talk to them and call them by name. They all wear a name badge, so we just read it, and if we could pronounce the word that was on their name badge, we would say, "Hi, Steve," "Hi, whoever."
Yes.
Marcel was our bus driver, and with it being so late at night, a lot of people were coming back to the resorts, but no one else was going back to the park, so we had the whole bus to ourselves. And so we just sang. Another thing that we did throughout the entire week was sing songs.
Oh, yeah.
And that was another thing. He talked in an accent all week, so that was amusing. But we sang on the bus. We sang secular songs. We sang hymns, much to the embarrassment of the ladies in the vehicle. But
I mean, we got everybody singing
at one
on the bus.
yeah,
though.
eventually we did. Yeah, so that was great. And Marcel absolutely ate it up. He loved it. He did not want us to get off the bus, so that was really cool. That's something about a vacation. Look, you're somewhere that you've never been before. Don't be hesitant to just
Let go.
Yeah, let it
it
go.
go.
Oh,
Okay,
dear.
sorry, Steven. Steven told us that was his least favorite song.
Yeah,
from the movie.
it's so true. It's very overdone. But as I was saying, just let yourself go. Enjoy it. Don't be afraid to make a fool of yourself. You don't know any of these people anyway, right? So
Never see him again. In most cases.
Most cases, yeah. So
It'd be crazy
we
if
had
he
a
did.
blast. We really did.
I'd like to see Marcelo again though.
I would
I'd
too.
sing to him. Well,
I would too.
not by myself.
I would. So we went back to the park, rode some of our favorite rides again, got soaked on Cali River Rapids, and that was
just a quick point. Like at night, they do shows and fireworks and stuff. And if you're into that thing, like you can go do that. But we we really just wanted to ride rides, for the thrill. And so go at night when the shows are going on. And, you have to maneuver a little bit because they block certain parts off. But if you get in the right place, the wait time will drop dramatically. I mean, you're talking like Mount Everest, for example, is like normally a 45, 60, hour and a half wait. It was like 10, 15 minutes. And really, that was being generous because we basically just walked to the roller coaster. So,
right.
So go, if you're into rides, go at night during the shows.
Right. Definitely go with your fast passes. I'll say something more about that later, but that's a fantastic time to do it is at night, as he said. Definitely save some time doing that. You do miss out on the fireworks, which if you're into that thing, well, that's, I guess, the choice you have to make.
Next time I go up, I might watch one of the fireworks.
I think so too.
Just to see. But parades, I'm just not into the parades.
I'm not
really
into them either.
I mean,
it's just
even though I marched in one in high school. At Disney.
Great.
Did you know that?
I think I heard you say something
at Disney. I'm in somebody's home video for the rest of their life.
They watch it every day.
Hopefully. I mean, we were pretty good.
I'm sure. Well, I guess that about concludes Wednesday. We headed back to the hotel, got up the next morning, and went back to Magic Kingdom. Not a whole lot to say about Thursday, except for one very important piece of information. We shared in an incredible lunch, and it was Turkey Leg Thursday. We had an absolutely fantastic lunch. They sell these huge, as you would say, ostrich legs.
Yeah, I'm not convinced they're turkey legs. I mean, we might post a picture of the.
We will
of the turkey. I mean, we're talking like the bone is like it looked like the size of a human femur.
Yeah.
I mean, it's huge.
That's a little bit exaggeration.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. Okay. But it was really, really great lunch. We really enjoyed that. We talked about it heading up through the week. We both decided that we were going to get that on Thursday. So
and another thing is the Coke in Disney World's really good, especially out of the fountain. Did you notice that?
I didn't pay that much attention.
Yeah, I don't know, but it's a lot better in Disney World.
I heard y'all talk about it, but I didn't get that many Cokes at Disney. So.
I did. It kind of kept me going because I was kind of tired.
Right. You were tired?
Yeah,
why?
Because it was hot, and sun makes you tired.
It
and
does.
we didn't go to bed
sleep
early
much, yeah.
and had to get up early.
No, I was very
Oh,
tired
and
too.
Amber called me every morning to make sure I was up. Thank you, dear.
Yeah, she did do that. I think Alyssa did it one morning. I don't know if Amber did it that morning or not, but
she's gonna kill me for that.
Yeah, that's okay. So we rode some of the same rides. We tried some new things out. Went on Space Mountain. We didn't do that on let's see, Monday when we went to Magic Kingdom. Tried out the rest of the park. I went on the People Mover.
You liked that one. It was like,
well,
it's a nice train ride.
Yeah, it was a nice break from everything. The Carousel of Progress, we enjoyed that.
Some people slept on that one. I didn't. I like that one.
Yeah.
Except they need to update it. It's stuck in 1999.
It's true. But one thing we didn't mention about Magic Kingdom is the Peter Pan ride. You go through a movie, like there are movie rides at Disney World, and you basically just sit in this car and they take you through the story of the movie. Uh-huh. And it was a good ride, but throughout the entire week, the waits on it were just ridiculous,
crazy,
and it was just a movie ride. It wasn't thrilling in any way.
Yeah.
We got stuck on that ride.
Yeah, we did. It stopped at one point.
It did.
I got stuck on Test Track.
We got stuck on Haunted Mansion twice.
Yeah.
Did you forget about that?
Yeah.
That was a weird day. We got stuck on a bunch of stuff. Let's see. What else happened that day?
It's normally because some moron stands up or
right.
stupid and they have to be like, sit down.
True. Or they didn't get on it at the right time on the moving floor or whatever.
Yeah. I'm surprised more people don't just collapse on the floor, like fall down. You're like, oh no! And especially when you step off the ride, it's like right there. I'm like, I'm gonna trip all over myself. But I never did.
So true. I almost fell a couple times. I think my foot hit the place that as a kid you're terrified like on an escalator, getting caught in there or whatever. My foot hit it, and I was like, "Huh, I survived."
You think I could sue Disney if I had fallen? I could have sued them.
I don't think so because they had the precautionary.
Do they have signs up?
I don't think so, but they were word of mouth. They were saying, "Watch your step" every time you took a step. So well. Speaking of signs, there were, in case you're wondering, there were new alligator signs out. Not to get political or anything, but there were new ones out. We did notice them. There was something about Thursday. We went and got souvenirs that day, which you and Amber got some pretty cute souvenirs. They got matching Mickey and Minnie.
Yeah, it says, "I'll be your Mickey," and hers says, "I'll be your Minnie."
How sweet.
And matching coffee mugs.
They're disgusting.
But Jeremy apparently has a lot of money. He spent like $10,000 on souvenirs.
Well, I did give them my arm and my leg, but no, I just had a lot of people I wanted to buy stuff for, man, and nothing is cheap there. Cheap there. Everything is expensive. Everything. But
they'll give you that water though, that nasty water.
They will do that.
The water there is woo.
I don't know what is in it, but it tastes like metal.
Yeah.
It smells weird.
I'm not sure it's safe, but when it's really hot, I mean,
I couldn't even drink it when it was really hot, man. I was like, I'm going to pay $3 for pure water besides that
I was
contaminated
dehydrated.
junk. I couldn't stand it. That was terrible. That was something I didn't expect about Florida.
For some reason, every time I've gone to Florida, it's been like that. I don't know if it's been. I don't know. I have no explanation for it, but it's weird.
I don't either. But so that pretty much concludes Thursday. We something we didn't mention about Magic Kingdom is we rode Splash Mountain and Big Thunder Mountain Railroad many times, and we were complete fools on it. We just went. We let ourselves go, and it was great.
Yeah,
it was great to not care.
Like Big Thunder Mountain Railroad is not my favorite ride, but the wait times are not that long, so it's just fun to go over and over.
Right, and you do get a good thrill, good wind through your hair. So that was good stuff. Magic Kingdom definitely up to par. What wasn't up to par though, Friday, Hollywood Studios. Man, they let me down. I was looking forward to that one. First thing we did was go to Rock and Roller Coaster, and that was incredible. Made me cry, not because of the fear or the joy, but
0 to 60 in 2.8 seconds.
Yes, my eyes were watering through corkscrews. Everything, they were like dripping off of my face.
My phone almost fell out. Like I thought it was safe in my pocket, but
no. It
like came out of my pocket, but it settled at the back, like on the at the back of the roller coaster, so it wasn't
right. Let's see, what else did we do after that? We did some Toy Story Mania. We watched some shows.
The great movie
ride. We did Tower of Terror, but probably the best thing we did the entire day there was, I don't know if you can compete with that Frozen show.
That was awesome.
We've talked about this
already. I watched
already.
some of that yesterday.
Really? It was so good. The characters that they throw in there, there's 2 characters that aren't in the movie they throw in there. Incredible. The acting that they do, hilarious show, very well done. And I'm not a Frozen fan. I'm tired of the movie, but I was loving it. It's a sing-along. I was singing all the songs. We had a blast. Sorry, Steven, but it was good.
I do want to say about Tower of Terror that I read today, and I remember it differently when I wrote it, and this is why. They actually have engineered it where it's different experience every time.
We should have wrote it more than once.
Yeah.
I wish that we had.
Yeah.
But
so sometimes it's like not as thrilling, but sometimes it's really thrilling.
Terrifying.
Yeah, they try to make it where it's never the same pattern twice.
Right.
So.
Well, that would be cool. I wish that we had done that again. But
I don't. That's my least favorite. No, because at first when we were going and getting Fast Pass, it's like I'm not doing this one. But then I was like, I'm not gonna be a coward because I'm not a coward. So I went on it. I mean, some people get motion sickness, and that's understandable. I don't have a problem with that because you don't want to get sick there at Disney World. But like
happiest place on earth,
right? But I don't get motion sickness. I was just being a baby, so I didn't want to be a baby, so I went on it.
You know, the thought occurs to me: if it's the happiest place on earth, and you do throw up there, is that even happy? Is it that happy?
It's happier than being at home and throwing up.
That is true. That's a good point. Well, it rained the majority of Friday. About the afternoon, storms just kept forming over Orlando, which kind of put a damper on things. We were all exhausted anyway. And the Indiana Jones show, we were definitely looking forward to doing that one.
Oh, let's not talk about this.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. I got a little...
Garrett got a little testy.
We got a little upset at the Disney cast members.
Yeah, we tried to watch the show twice, and it got canceled due to the inclement weather.
But the second time we were in there on time. We had fast passes. We're sitting in there happy. Well, then all of a sudden, all the cast members come to the front, and they're like squishing everybody. And they're like, "Make room for everybody! Make room for everybody! We're gonna start the show soon. Are you ready to see the show? Yeah, everybody,
yeah,
woo!" And then they're 6:15, I think, when the show starts. 7:15 when the show's supposed to start, and they're like, "Due to inclement weather, the Indiana Jones show has been canceled." And everybody booed, and I shouted, "It's pathetic!" And
I was embarrassed to be there.
I was mad.
Yeah, everybody really was. I mean,
no one left that.
No one left that theater, and that was the last. No one left the theater happy, as I was trying to say. But that was the last opportunity to watch the show. That was Mr. Lance's favorite thing. So that was depressing that we didn't get to watch that. We rode Rock and Roller Coaster one more time, and man, we about called it. That was a night. We headed to.
We had a fun night that night, though. We didn't.
We did. We went to the Be Magical Hotel.
Which is what?
The nicest hotel I've ever stayed in. As I mentioned multiple times that night in sheer excitement. It was very luxurious, very well done. It was apart from the Disney parks. I think you said it was in downtown Disney.
Yeah, it's Disney Springs.
Disney Springs.
Now. Get it right.
I'm sorry. But very, very nice hotel. We enjoyed that, and then we headed back on Saturday. The only thing I guess noteworthy about Saturday that I would mention is that we stopped at the Peach Park, and I got cantaloupe ice cream.
Ugh.
And it was fantastic. So you can just
sounds
be quiet.
Horrible.
It was great, man.
I got chocolate chip ice cream
at the Peach Park.
Yeah.
Well, I got
homemade.
cantaloupe, so I guess I can't say anything.
Oh yeah.
It was good stuff though. So that pretty much concludes our trip to Disney. It was we had an absolute blast, like we said. Wonderful time. We can't really express it enough how much fun we had. But
yeah, I think I'm going back soon.
Yeah. Well, that's great for you, man. That's great for you. Well, now moving on to Justin's jokes. We have a double feature for you today. Can we get a drum roll, please? Thank you. The first one that he gave us it's pretty terrible. How do you find Will Smith in the snow?
How?
By looking for fresh prints.
1 out of 10.
Yeah, pretty terrible. The second one, what do you get when a piano is shoved down a mine? A flat minor.
That one's actually pretty good.
I'll give you
that
that
one's
one,
good,
Justin.
Justin.
That's pretty good. I don't know if you made that one up yourself, but that one's pretty
probably
good.
not.
We appreciate it.
But it was good.
It was good.
Good job. Good find.
Yeah, so hopefully y'all are enjoying those. I don't know how you could, but hopefully you are. So before we answer the questions, a couple things I want to mention. Referring back to the do's and don'ts, definitely get your fast passes and do them early. You want to do the ones that are...
I would spread them out through the day.
Yes, but I mean, like...
Yeah, you can reserve them early.
Right, and definitely get them for the more popular rides. You can ask your friends, that kind of stuff, but like things like Mount Everest, Splash Mountain, you want to get your fast pass for that. And
you have to, just be prepared to wait in line.
There is a boo-koodles amount of people there.
You're just going to be, don't let it ruin your trip, but you're going to be waiting in line. Have fun while you're in line. That's why we were singing songs and goofing off because, you will wait in line.
Let yourself go. Also, make sure you bring an extra pair of tennis shoes. I failed to do so, and paid for it.
Yeah, funny story. Maybe kind of embarrassing for me, but I switched out my wet shoes, so I didn't want to walk around in wet shoes all day.
On Fridays,
and so we put all our stuff in the car because we were checking out of the hotel we were staying in during the week, and we got in the car, and let's just say those were a little.
It was a little ripe in there.
It was a little ripe in the car.
It was, that was awful. I wasn't concerned it was my dirty clothes, but man, it was not.
I will say there were other factors. I mean, there were
there
some
were,
dirty clothes,
and the heat and everything. But man, I don't know if that smell escaped the vehicle.
I hope so.
I hope it's gone now. And this is days.
Was that in Amy and John Mark's car?
No, that was in that Lance and Leanne. So,
boy, that funny if it was Amy and John Mark's car.
It would be not quite as funny the other way. But also, stay in a Disney resort. I know it's probably going to be a little bit more expensive, but you don't have to drive throughout the week except for going back and forth to church. Get the full experience. If you're going to go big, and be prepared to pay
for food
in the park, for food, everything like that. Look, it's going to be expensive. It's an amusement park, but try not to worry about that so much. Ask your friends or whatever how much things are going to be, so you'll be prepared. But I think once I just let it go that a bottle of water was $3, it was easier to drink.
Or you could get nasty cheap water.
No. I can still smell that sometimes. It was awful. So, yeah, that's about all I would say. Any other do's and don'ts?
Nope.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
Ask me personally if you have any.
Right.
I can't think of any right now. If you know me, maybe there are people listening that don't know us. That'd be cool.
That would be cool. Maybe one day.
All
right, to answer some of the listener questions right quick, my Aunt Crystal asked, what was your favorite part of Disney World and what was your favorite ride? Also on Twitter, Abby Caroline.
My sister, shout out to Abby.
She asked what our favorite rides and least favorite rides were at Disney. So let's answer these 3 questions right quick. Favorite part of Disney World, obviously getting to spend a week with our lady friends was priceless, and we had a blast doing so. But this is more about the park. So my favorite part about Disney World, I think, is just how well they do everything. And something that, if you go, this is something you needed to notice. The space management at these places, they have buku-doodles of space. But it's incredible how well they manage the space. Like Soarin', it's in a building that doesn't look that big, and it goes forever. It's incredible.
It's really cool.
What about you?
I think, like I mentioned earlier, just being there. Like, I remember the first time I went to Disney when I was 13 years old, like, thinking then, wow, I'm in Disney World. And I had that same feeling when I went back this time. It's just,
brings the kid out of everybody.
Brings the kid out of me.
Yeah. What about your favorite ride?
Well, I'll give my top 3 favorite because I can't really. It might be top 4 because they're so good. Like, okay, Splash Mountain's up there.
Oh, yeah.
Cali River Rapids is up there. Rock and Roller Coaster and Mount Everest. That's not in any order, but those are probably just my 4 favorite rides.
Those are probably my...
And then it's really close behind it. I mean, you got like Soarin' and...
Yeah.
I mean, but those are probably... I can only ride 4 rides, that's what I would do.
I think if I could only ride 4 rides, I'd do Soarin'. I would do Splash Mountain. Space Mountain. Well, I don't know if I'll do Space Mountain if I only had 4, but... Rock and Roller Coaster was awesome, and Mount Everest was my overall favorite ride. Cali River Rapids not in that because it just wasn't very thrilling. It was a lot of fun to do together, but it isn't very thrilling. There's only really 1 drop. You add a couple more elements in there.
Yeah,
I'd give it a little bit of a higher score. Also, Abby asked what our least favorite rides were. I'll answer first. Mine was definitely the Stitch ride in Magic Kingdom. You sit in the dark for half of it. It's poorly done.
And he burps in your face.
And he burps in your face, and it doesn't go away.
It smells like nachos.
Terrible. Oh, it did not.
Nasty
No,
nachos.
It was terrible. I almost gagged in my mouth when it happened. And also, there's smoke in your face.
Yeah. Stitch ride, blah. And then also, Imagination in Epcot is just weird.
That was pretty terrible.
It's just a weird ride, and I don't.
There's a bad smell in that one too.
Yeah, it's just not my favorite at all.
Yeah, both of the ones with bad smells, just poorly done. Sorry, Disney.
And Muppets.
Muppets was the worst show I think we may have watched. That one was pretty terrible. Which was disappointing because I'm a big Muppets dude, and that was awful.
I also read today that they're incorporating. I've been reading a lot about Disney since I left.
I have too.
But they're looking at incorporating Muppets more in Magic Kingdom.
That would be cool. That'd be cool.
Hopefully, a little less lame way.
Yeah,
because I think the Muppets are pretty clever.
I think so too. I don't know. That was poorly done, I think. All right, our buddy Gable, he asked us on Facebook, did you meet any interesting people / tourists while in Orlando? What was your favorite Disney character you met? Also, Macy Elizabeth did ask us, did y'all see any Disney characters at the park? If so, who was your favorite?
Hamburger Dude would have been the tourist we met.
Yeah.
He was pretty interesting, offering us hamburgers. And it wasn't just like one guy standing out there. It was like his entire family.
Yeah, it was
was
weird.
like out there, and they were all walking around, and they were grilling. I was like,
that was probably the weirdest
we're
thing
in the middle of Orlando. We're not
at
like
night.
At
It was
night.
like 11 o'clock.
It was weird. But
we didn't really see many characters. We saw some on Friday while it was raining. We did see Mickey and Minnie. That was cool, but you had to wait a ridiculously long time. And you had a thought about Mickey that I thought was interesting.
yeah, Mickey was definitely a girl underneath. Underneath the costume. Sorry for any little kids listening, but we shook his hand.
First of all, let me stop you there. You can tell a lot from a handshake.
Yeah, and first of all, there's height because I'm tall. I was taller, like significantly tall. It seemed like than Mickey with his whole ears, like as tall as his ears were. So it had to be a short person first of all, and obviously females are obviously shorter than males. Well, then you go to shake his hand, and it's like the weakest handshake, and it's the smallest hand.
It could have been a kid.
Like,
but
yeah,
surely not.
It could have been. It felt like a 12-year-old handshake.
Yeah.
So, and I think it was a girl trying to do like a dude handshake.
Right.
So
it was weird. It was a little weak. So in that regard, I would probably say Minnie was my favorite, just because I wasn't really.
I was weirded out by because I love Mickey, but I was weirded out. Probably
we did get some great pictures.
Maybe it was just a weak guy,
or maybe he just didn't have a big hand. I don't have big hands.
Yeah, maybe he's just a.
But that was a small hand.
Yeah,
real small hand. All right, moving on. You want to read the next one?
From Landon
McCritter.
McCritter.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how to pronounce that. McCritter. Did you get to experience Animal Kingdom at night? If so, was the safari still going, and could you see any of the animals? We did, like we mentioned, experience Animal Kingdom at night, but we didn't go on the safari at night. But
probably should have.
Yeah, the tour guide did say that they did do the safari at night, and that. And she mentioned that specifically because the lions come out at night, which is pretty cool. We saw one lion, but he was asleep. But it would have been cool to see him at night.
Yeah, I agree. We probably should have done that. I would have kind of liked to see the Jungle Book show that was played there. But, man, Mount Everest and Cali River Rapids had my attention. So.
Yes. Finally, a non-Disney question.
Yeah.
Are we allowed to do that?
Yeah. Yeah, we're sponsored by Disney.
Are we... Disney's writing our paychecks.
Well, it's what dreams are made of.
Oh, yeah,
right?
We did mention dreams earlier.
There we go. So, Katie Sexton25 on Twitter, she asked... I
wonder who that is.
What is the funniest dream you've had? I'll start with mine right quick, thinking about this. It makes me think of a recurring nightmare I had as a child that I was in a shirt that my grandparents got me. And I was really young. It was just me, my mom, my dad, and my older sister. And we were in the garage. This shirt that I was wearing was from like New Zealand or Germany or something, and it had cows on it. And I call it my moo-moo shirt. And I was wearing that, and we were hiding in the garage, me, my mom, and my sister, under like a 2x2, maybe 3x3 charcoal grill.
That's a funny thought to imagine.
And my dad was trying to get these people from this monster truck from entering our 2-car garage, which also had 2 cars in it. So they were going to fit in between. And the end of the dream is, well, they fit in between. And
is that it?
That was it. I don't know. I don't know how it's possible, but I guess that was the younger version of Jeremy.
I got stabbed in my funniest dream by a fox.
That is hysterical.
That's
I love
right.
when fox stab.
A fox. Not what does the fox stay, it's why does the fox stab.
Yeah.
The fox stabbed me for reasons unknown, but it had something to do...
Look at your face. You just couldn't resist.
It had something to do with we were trying to defend a deer. Like my family.
Was this a Bambi situation?
No, it was an adult deer.
What about the Fox and the Hound?
No, the Fox and the Hound is nice.
I haven't seen it.
He's nice in there.
No.
But he stabbed me with a knife, and I died in the dream. That's the only dream I've ever died in. But I remember just like, blacking out dead. And I guess I woke up.
That's awesome. So you know what it's like to die, I guess.
I know what it's like to die in a dream.
Right. Well, guys, looking at the timer.
We're close.
We'll probably push the 50-minute mark again, but that's all right. Let's see. I think that concludes our question. One quick thing I wanted to mention before we close out. This week in Disney, I learned what it's like to live with Garrett. We shared the hotel rooms together, and a couple quick highlights from that. Garrett wakes up in the morning, oftentimes in song and dance, while picking out his clothes of the drawer. He made up one song one morning. I wish I could remember it because it was really funny.
I don't remember this happening.
I do. I remember it very distinctly. And also, he often talks to me right after he gets out of the shower. One time he shouted from the bathroom. It was instantaneous. He turned off the water, and all I hear is, "Jeremy!" I was like, "Yeah?" He goes, "How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?"
Oh, man.
And that was... I don't know how to answer that question. I don't remember if there is like another part to that riddle or whatever, but I mean, what do you say to that? He was in the bathroom.
You answer the question.
I don't know how much a woodchuck could chuck wood. And let's see. There was one other thing I wanted to mention. He oftentimes has very deep conversations as we are lying there about to fall asleep. We talked about the human brain the first night, so it was eye-opening. But man, you were a good roommate. Not bad.
Thank you.
This is where you say I was a good roommate.
You're all right.
Well, all right. I guess I take a little longer in the shower than you do.
Yeah. What if we got in the hotel and we had one bed?
I would have left.
I would have laid on the floor.
No, I would have been on the floor.
Luckily, we had
We
two
both
beds.
would have been on the floor. No one would have been.
That'd have been awkward, too, but...
Oh, yeah. I would take the bed in that regard.
Yeah, no, I would take the bed. You get the floor. No, luckily, we had two different beds, so...
Yeah, very thankful for that.
Whew,
that would have been very weird. But, no, it was a great trip, guys. Anyway, so we really appreciate you listening to tonight. Couple things that we want to address right quick. Interact with us online. We definitely had some interaction with the questions. We really appreciate those. That's going to be a staple on the show, so continue to
I was
feed us those
surprised at
questions.
the feedback we got. I was like, we're popular.
Right. A lot of these people we know, but Landon McCritter, somebody that we don't know really well personally, he's one of my friends on Facebook, played basketball with him, but really appreciate the fact that he took the time to write that question. Apparently he listens. I hope that means he listens, so that was great. We really appreciate that. So continue to do that. And there will be more opportunities for you to do so. We want to thank Katie right quick for her excellent work on the jingle at the intro and outro of the show. Fantastic work from her. Also, we want to give a shout out to our friend Kevin and his help recording that jingle. We really appreciate that as well. We want to thank Justin for his terrible jokes. We mess with him continuously about it, but I genuinely do appreciate the fact that he does that. I don't know if Garrett cares, but
they're pretty good.
Well, one of them has been good.
Yeah, you're one of three. So
way to go, Justin. We appreciate it. We want to thank our editors, Caleb and Corbin. Corbin has not been able to join us for either of these two episodes, but he will be in the future. He helped us with the logo. Pretty much anything that you see pertaining to the show is editors. They do a lot of work for us. And we can't thank them enough for that. It doesn't really benefit them in any way, but they do a fantastic job doing what they do. Caleb gives us his home to record in and his computer to record from, and we really appreciate that. His expertise, we couldn't do it without him. Really couldn't. So we thank you for that. I want to thank you again, Garrett, for being with me and doing this project with me. I think we're having a blast, so hope to continue it into the future. And also I want to thank you, the listener, for joining us tonight once again. We wouldn't be anything really if y'all didn't listen to us, so we appreciate that. Hope you'll continue to tell your friends about us. And didn't really talk that much about anything in depth with this episode, but guys, remember to stay upside up in this upside down world. And I guess we'll see you next time. Anything from you, buddy?
Adios.